Hey guys, what's going on? I realize a lot of my intros are very chatty, so I want to kind of just get to the point with this one because oftentimes I'm sitting in Ulta, Sephora, the drugstore, wherever it is, wondering, hey, what's the point? I just want to see what it looks like, what your thoughts are. So I'm going to try to do that with this one. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. I picked up the color Natural because I'm very, very not tan right now. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on how this applies, how it wears through the day, and most importantly, how my skin goes from this to this, go ahead and keep watching. Before we get started, I wanted to mention I'm doing a giveaway in this video. I'm going to be giving away the White Raven highlight from Wet n Wild, as well as Moon Tears from the GOTH-O-GRAPHIC collection. This collection is pretty cool, and I wanted to give these two away. So this one's US only. Sorry guys, hopefully I could do an international one soon, but for now, just US only. All you need to do is subscribe to my channel and comment down below. That's it. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and put all this hair back because nothing bothers me more than when I get foundation in my hair, even though it happens pretty much every time. So as you can see, I have zero self-tan on right now, so I'm pretty pale, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shake. I know this is a very hyped up foundation right now on YouTube. Everybody's talking about it, but I haven't really watched a full-on review and what people think about it. And typically I'm a more dewy foundation type of person. I love their HD Pro Glow. It's not even called Pro Glow. It's like their HD foundation. I'm obsessed with it, and that is very, very glowy. So I don't know. We're gonna see what I think about this because, like I said, typically I'm not too into mattes. I have no idea how much I need to apply either, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. Feels nice. The consistency is not too thick, not too thin. You could see it's not like really running down my arm at all. So if I was gonna categorize this, I would categorize this into more of a thick than a thin, but it's not thick feeling at all. So let's go ahead and start to see how this blends. I think it's helpful when you do the half brush application, half beauty blender application. So I'll go ahead and do that. I mean, that is blending really easy. Took no time at all to blend. I'd say it's looking a little more like medium coverage. I wanna say this, yeah, it's a medium to full coverage, smooth long wear suede finish. So if you guys can see here, my pores do look a little bit emphasized at first glance. Oh man, it feels so soft, and it's like totally set down at this point, which is crazy because I just applied that. But I'm not wearing any kind of like pore refining primer. I'm just wearing the hydrating primer from Makeup Forever. So let me go ahead and grab just my Tarte brush that I've been using when trying foundations, and I'm gonna spray it with the Smashbox primer water because I don't like to go in with just a wet brush when I'm applying a foundation. So let's go ahead and quickly apply some to this side. I think I definitely will go in with a second layer to see how it builds, but we're just gonna go ahead and try this first. Again, that blended like super, super fast. Finish looks like exactly the same. So I think you can go either way here if you're used to applying with a brush or if you're used to applying with a beauty blender. Yeah, as far as coverage, I think everything looks really even. They blended in exactly the same amount of time. So let's go ahead and just add a little more to the cheek area, chin, right up there, and the nose. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend the nose and the forehead with the beauty blender because we obviously know that both work pretty well. It's crazy how fast that sets down. Like, I definitely do not need to set at all with this foundation because it's like completely set at this point. And I actually really like that because I don't really like to set typically because I feel like it makes me look really dry. So I'll get real close so you guys can see everything here. Looks like it's sitting on the skin very nicely. It doesn't look like it's emphasizing my fine line in my forehead, which is always my like first struggle point. I like that. I think this is definitely more of a medium coverage. Even building it up on my cheeks, I don't feel like it became full coverage. I think this is probably like medium, maybe like a higher medium coverage, but I wouldn't classify this as full coverage. In my opinion, I've definitely seen more full coverage foundations. Again, I think this shade is slightly red as compared to my neck. It could just be slightly dark. I think this is like the second to lightest foundation though. And I mean, I'm pale, but I'm not like that pale. So let me go ahead and put on my concealer and the rest of my makeup. I'm not gonna set this. I'll set it with my setting spray because I always do that, but I'm not gonna set this because I think it'll become too dry and it won't look good. So I'll go do all that and then I'll meet you back here in just a second. So I put the rest of my makeup on. I've probably had the foundation on for about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. This is what everything's looking like. I'll go ahead and get a little bit closer so you guys can see. I think it's looking really nice. It's definitely a matte foundation. I know it said like suede matte, which to me is like not crazy matte, but this to me is a matte foundation. It kind of reminds me of the Fenty foundation if you've tried that. They both dry down really fast and they definitely have a matte finish, and it's one that you definitely don't need to powder. I don't think anything is sticking out right now that I don't like. I'm scared it might start to sink into this wrinkle right here. I can kind of see it creasing slightly, but I mean, my face folds there, so that happens typically. Like I said, I didn't have to set this down with any powder, but I did set with my Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, which I would always do. It's not sinking into this wrinkle too heavily, which is always a plus for me. I'm not sure if I'm like loving the finish right now. I'm typically a more dewy foundation type of person. I like a foundation that kind of plumps the skin, and this isn't doing that for me. If you are drier, this one might be a pass because of how fast it sets down, and it's not dry on my face, but if you did have dry skin, I could see this being a little more dry on you. But conversely, if you are oily, I think this might be a really good option for you. And I really like that they came out with a matte version because their other one, it was so dewy. I love that foundation, but I think it's really smart on their behalf to come out with this foundation. So yeah, I'm not sure if I absolutely love it because I really do like a little more of a dewy foundation, but it is looking good, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this for my typical 5 to 6. Actually, it's 11:04 right now. I stopped putting this on like at 9:50, I think. And I'll probably wear this till like 5 or 6 p.m. So maybe more like 7 hours today. So yeah, once again, this is what everything is looking like. It's looking good. So if anything crazy happens in between the like 7 hours, I'll make sure to pull out the iPhone and give you an update. Otherwise, I'll see you here in about 7 hours. Okay guys, the foundation has been on for 7 hours now. It's about 5:30, and this is what we're looking like. So I took a quick look before I got on here, and I do feel like it is sitting on top of the skin slightly right here. If you get close to my skin, you definitely can't see this from a ways away, but if you get close, you can kind of see the foundation right here and right here, like really looking like it's sitting on the skin. So it's not like a deal breaker for me with this foundation, but something to point out. It's also breaking apart slightly on my nose right here. That's typical with me. I do rub my nose throughout the day. I have allergies, so that might be a combination of that, sneezing, and just regular wear from the day. But it is coming off on my chin. Again, I've been sitting at the computer and I tend to do this a lot, so I've definitely removed a little bit from the chin. But other than that, nothing is looking too bad. It definitely didn't emphasize in this line right here, which is always a struggle point for me. Like I said in the beginning, I thought it was gonna sink into my smile lines from talking, and it really didn't do that too much. So I'm pretty impressed by that. I feel like everything I applied over is still sitting on my skin pretty nicely. Now I can't really judge that by the foundation. That might just be the products I'm using every day. You never know, but I think everything is still going strong. Nothing is really breaking apart under there. I feel like the oils in my skin have started to pull through a little bit, so I'd be curious if you did have oily skin and you use this, if your oils would really be pulling through at this point. If you have oily skin and you've tried this, you'll have to let me know below. But yeah, I do like this. I think it held up really well. Do I think this is going to be one that I grab for all the time? Maybe not. I'm gonna have to give it a couple more tries to see how I like it. I think at this point I definitely like the other one, the like HD Pro Coverage foundation a little bit better, but that's because I prefer a more dewy look than a matte look, at least at this point in time. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get close so you guys can see everything here and what I'm talking about. Give you a nice turn. Everything still feels really light on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It definitely still feels really matte and like set down. I don't feel oily whatsoever at this point, but I am ready to take my makeup off, if that makes sense. So it doesn't feel heavy, but you could tell you have foundation on when you wear it, and I think that might be partially because it's one of those matte formulas, so you just kind of feel a little more dry, but it's not drying at all, and it's very light. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've tried this foundation. I love to hang out in the comments with you guys. If you have any questions at all about this, let me know. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do a giveaway with the 2 GOTH-O-GRAPHIC highlights from the Wet n Wild collection. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and just comment whatever you'd like below if you'd like to be entered in that. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.